Hello people, welcome back to the Just Your Football Show. It is Wednesday, it's 8 o'clock, and of course it is time for the midweek fix. You'll see we have person missing. Don't worry, we've not sacked him yet. He will be on his way. No doubt I'll be watching this as well, JT. So I hope you're doing well, mate. He's on his way home from work. At least we might get a word in edgeways if he's not here. Love for the love, JT, though. Yeah, everyone smash a like before we get started. Let's get that up to 100 likes. There's over 100 people in there, so do that. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to these boys' channels as well. Get your comments in because we will go through them. We've got loads to get through this week, of course, because the transfer merry-go-round is in full swing. This player's not coming, this player's going, this player's not going and maybe staying. Then there is players going. It's just all happening. But before we have a chat about that, let's check in with the boys. Max, how's things, brother?
Good, thanks. Like you say, everything's gone mad, hasn't it, over the last few days? I mean, before that, it was like we were being linked to one player at a time, and then it seems quite steady, and then suddenly it's just gone 100 mile an hour. Everything's going on.
Yeah, definitely. It seemed that Kalvin sale just sort of hit the button, and then it's just been boof, 100 miles an hour since then. Lewis, how are you, mate? Good week, you said before we came live. What's been going down?
Good, mate. Same as ever. Just got a couple of videos out, and also it's been a good week for Leeds transfers wise. It's just been entertaining just to see us actually get some early, fast business done for once. And you know, they did promises that sort of, you know, if we get that third season, the shackles come off, and then we can just. And you know what? It seems to be going that way. So yeah, it's good to be a Leeds fan right now, mate. Good to be a Leeds
fan. It is, mate. It is very, very, very good. Let's. I tell you what we'll do. Right, we'll start like from Monday and work our way through, if you like, because there's been loads happening. Obviously, Monday morning, first thing, we knew it was happening, but Kalvin Phillips left to go to City. How's your thoughts? How's your feelings? Are you happy for him and all that sort of stuff, or are you of the brigade that are like fuming and calling him a snake and all this sort of stuff, which I can't get my head around? But if that's you, that's fine. But yeah, how's everyone feeling?
I feel like a normal person should feel.
What, a snake, yeah? No, I'm joking.
Yeah, he's been here his whole career.
Yeah.
He's given us everything.
Yeah.
He was on the journey back to the Premier League with us. He stayed when he could have gone after the playoffs. Like, he deserves the move. He deserves to win the silverware. Like, been managed under Pep, who... Yeah. You know, is a student of Bielsa, and so is Phillips. So it's like a match made. I don't understand why people have a problem. Get a grip. Come on. He's a homegrown lad. And all this he's a Leeds fan, he should have stayed, blah, blah, blah. Nah, man, like, support him. He needs to take his career to the next level. And however many times you want to say Leeds is this massive club, we are a big club. But like I said last week, we ain't finishing top 4.
Not challenging for things, always the difference.
Yeah, exactly. He's going to be like in his 30s by the time we get anywhere near there, and his career will be almost done. So you've got to support him to go and do that now, man.
Yeah, I agree.
I totally agree with you. I mean, it's you're still allowed to feel like a bit, he's gone, which is because he's a homegrown player, because he's come through years. Everybody still goes, oh yeah, well, I wish he would have stayed. But in reality, he's never going to stay because, like you say, he wants to go to Guardiola, wants to work under somebody who almost works in a bit of a similar way to the way Bielsa did. In terms of his role in the team would probably be fairly similar. So he knows he'll bed in quickly. He knows he'll be challenging for trophies. And at the end of the day, there's nothing we can do but wish him well. What is the point of getting angry about stuff like this? You just wish him well for the stuff that he has done for us, taking us back to the Prem. Happy for him. Go and win some trophies.
Is this Tyler Roberts you're talking about?
Yes, mate, I love that. New setup, mate. You've moved, haven't you? How's the new house? Okay.
Oh man, it's been an absolute ball. Pardon my French. It's been an absolute turbulent time, shall we say? Moving house, moving everything back home with the family for now in London. But yeah, just moving everything. It's such a long process, man. I'm sure you know. It's long, and it's been taking me out of action, you know, taking me out of speaking to you boys. Obviously, the audience I'm talking about, lovely people here. But what a way to kickstart it back. I made a video yesterday, streamed today, and now I'm with the 3 legends of YouTube, my man. I'm with the 3 dons, so I couldn't be happier right now, to be honest. But yeah, it's been a bit turbulent, but we're here and we're kicking for the midweek fix.
People were actually like worried about you. I saw on one of my live streams was like, "Where's JT?" And then people were like saying, "Don't worry, he's moving. That's why he's not been uploading." But we're just talking about Kalvin, mate. How are your emotions with it? All good?
You know what? I think people may have caught, because I spoke more about being heartbroken about Raphinha than I did about Kalvin Phillips. But when it really hit me, when that first picture came out where he was in that Man City jumper, the one where it had the little thing on the side there.
Yeah.
When I saw that, it just felt so wrong. I don't know what it was. It made me feel a bit sick inside, to be honest, because he's just one of those guys I couldn't imagine not being in a Leeds crest. And it's not that I hold anything against him personally, as you were saying there before, but it hurts, man. It hurts because he's one guy like I always envisioned being there, lifting trophies with Leeds and that stuff. And I know he lifted the championship, but I don't know. The more it goes on, the more hurt I am. And when I see him actually lace that kit and play, it's going to be tough, man. It's going to be tough.
It is. Mate, you're getting a lot of love in the comments here for your bedding,
I was going to mention it, and then I thought, let's not go down on that.
Hey, what's wrong with the bedding, man? It's class. Let me tell you something. If you go out on a night out, you pull a nice bird back and you bring them. Oh, mate, they are loving it. They definitely aren't leaving. All right, that's definitely not why I'm a virgin.
Is it a single bed as well?
Yeah, it is. I moved that. This is all my stuff. Like I haven't been living at home for a few years, so it's all my stuff from like when I was younger. So I like
for a few years. I have about 15 years, if not bedding, to be honest.
Nah, I got this bedding when I was like 13. Well,
okay, that's fair.
Mate, you should see it. And then
3 years ago, then.
Hey, I'll take that. I was being called 25 a couple of weeks ago, so I'll take that big time, man.
I love it, mate. Fair play.
Hey, what's wrong with it?
There's no wrong with it, mate. I wonder. I'll knock on here and say, "Love, do you mind if I switch our bedding up?"
No, I'm not sure the missus will be too happy about it. I'm single, so I can get away with it.
Yeah, fair. Obviously, Kalvin left. Gutted, but listen, the guy's going to earn about 60 million over the next 6 years. I mean, listen,
is that much?
Fair play to him.
Is it like 180 grand a week or something?
Something like that, mate. I read it was like 60 million over the next 6 years. 6-year deal as well. Like, he's set for life now. That's it. Like, when I heard them numbers, I was like, get in, Kalvin.
Imagine the end of the day, look, football's an emotional business, and everyone, you think about it from a fan's perspective, and at the end of the day. But if you think about it in terms of your working life, I think I heard you say a similar analogy about some guy coming in late, like doing some work around the houses or something, and then you see someone paid a lot more. Like at the end of the day, you're making money for yourself and your family. If you have an option to go and make generational wealth wherever that is, I can't knock anyone for wanting to make money. At the end of the day,
the guy's got big family in that as well, and it'll do wonders for them. I'm just happy for
big
them.
family, big quads.
When his contract up, when he's 32, he comes back to Leeds on a free and plays the last couple of seasons in Europa League for us.
Europa League. Sorry, how many years is that in the future?
Six.
Oh, we'll be Champions League by then, man.
I'd like to be consistent Europa League in 6 years' time. I'd be happy with that. Would you be happy with that?
I'd be happy with it. But do you think there is such thing as consistent Europa League when there's 9 or 10 top teams? I mean, you look at teams
Man
like
United
Man
seem to be able to do it.
Well, that's what I mean. But they went from second. They went from second a couple of years ago to now Europa League.
It honestly depends on the speed of acceleration, because look at Newcastle now, and look, all the talk about them might not come to light. Do you know what I mean? Like, they might not be in Europe within 2 seasons.
Oh, they will. It's inevitable.
But it's what I'm saying. So anything could happen to us within the next 3 years. Money could come out of nowhere. Like, we could play so well next season, and season after that we're so big of a attraction to an investor, and then all of a sudden it's blown way out of proportion to the point where we're in Europe within 4. Like, you just don't know. Realistically, right now, you're talking 5 years.
Well, right now we've showed about as much acceleration as Pierre-Michel Lasogga, so it's not really kicking on that well. But
but
you don't think
quickly? No,
we went from 2 points off Europe to 17th. That's not
sorry, sorry. I thought you meant in terms of what we're doing with the squad. I thought, we are accelerating.
Yeah,
sorry.
I thought back to Phillips just briefly. When you were saying like it was weird to see him with the City jumper, it would have been weird for him as well, man. Like, have you seen the 20-minute like his first Man City video?
No.
I've seen the interview, but
like all the way through, he's saying like, "I'm so nervous. Like I've never done this. I've not like." They kept asking him like, and when he were doing his medical, you could see his face like, "I've never done a medical before. What do you do? Like, what am I doing now?" And it was like, "Oh, he's just the same lad." Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't. I don't get how you can't be happy for him. I can't be happy for his family, and it's like the journey, man, and people giving him crap. Like, just honestly get a grip, man. Like, there's the bigger picture, man. There's the bigger picture. He hasn't sold his soul. He hasn't sold out to anyone or anything, man. Like,
if he'd gone to Man United, then it would have been completely justified for everybody to say he was a snake. But he's gone to the most least objectionable, if I can speak.
I hate everything Man City stand for. Let me just throw it out there.
Yeah, but in terms of like,
I'm happy for him.
In what way?
I don't mind Man City, you know.
I hate the idea that there's a club that you know you can go to and win almost everything. I hate that.
Okay, but if we were offered QSI and we were offered to do the same thing, would you turn it
down? I
get
that, but we are Man City, man. So from an outside looking in, when you're not the club who's winning everything and getting every best player, you look at that club and you think, I hate that there's
I hear it.
Like the competition's been stripped, man. It's like you know you can go somewhere and win stuff. That's wrong, in my opinion.
The difficult thing with Man City is that I don't like where their money has come from. Like morally, we won't go into that. But it's hard to hate them as much when they play such attractive football.
Yeah.
They're playing like sky blue, a very unobjectionable colour, and they play lovely football. They've got amazing players, an amazing manager. It makes you like naturally attracted to that, but then
I love a bit of. Oh, hang on a second, he's too attracted. Bloody hell, you need to calm down, man.
Still hear me.
You need to calm down.
We can hear you.
Bloody hell.
Internal
your missus hears that he's getting attracted. He's just turned the camera off, man.
Paul Robinson with the super sticker. Big up. Thank you for that as well.
Come on, Paul.
Christopher Junction said JT channeling the Jubilee with his QE2 haircut.
Wait, what's the Jubilee?
The Jubilee, the Queen's Jubilee. I don't know what the QE2 is. I think, isn't that like a ship?
Did you just ask what the Jubilee was?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
QE2 I don't know.
Is Queen
talking about the tube line.
Queen Elizabeth II ship. I think it's a ship. It is a ship.
So I look like a ship.
Okay. Potentially.
Maybe. I think he's messed up the P and the T, to be honest, but there you go.
But now listen, it's the Queen's ship. Kalvin left, obviously. There we go. You're back.
Welcome back.
What happened there, mate? It said everyone. I thought you were just about to go into like flames or something. It said it was going all hard.
No, he's doing the Joe and like
just in a JT transition.
Because of this new camera setup thing, I'm using a dummy battery for the camera, and for some reason it said it was hot or something. I don't know.
You're on too much smoke, man. That's what it was.
Yeah, man. Just dropping bangers left, right, and centre.
If it goes again, I'll plug my old one in.
It was YouTube, you know. It was Joe. He thought he was going to get demonetized the way you were going on.
It's like, get his camera off now. Get his camera off. Shut it down.
Actually, it's funny on the Phillips thing though. I don't know if I brought it up before. About him going to Man City and as a club like Leeds and Man City. I don't really see much of a rivalry there compared to other teams in terms of a qualm there. But there's a lot of people complaining about the fact that he's still crossed that Leeds-Manchester divide. And they're like, it doesn't matter if he's gone to Man U or Man City. He's still playing for a Lancashire club. I don't know how you guys feel about that.
Who do Man City hate the most? Who do we hate the most?
Yeah.
So the way I look at it, man. Like
they're not. It's not Lancashire, by the way. It's Greater Manchester.
No, that's Man United. That's not Man City. Man City's in there.
It's not all of Manchester is its own county now.
Wait, is it? Oh, really? Oh,
because I live in Lancashire. I'm gonna get blasted.
Are they not part of Lancashire anymore?
No, I don't think so.
That's mad.
You keep talking, I'll check.
There you go, then. The War of the Roses.
Why didn't you tell me this before I left? I would have mugged them all off, man.
The War of the Roses isn't a thing anymore, and therefore we can like Man United then now, according to Marsch.
Oh, whoa.
I'm joking, of course. I am joking.
Obviously, mate, I knew he was a Bielsa fan.
If City beat scum, which they most likely will,
Yeah.
Kalvin's gonna look. Do you know what I mean? Like that's the way I
Him
look
in
at it, man.
Ireland like that.
This is what I'm saying, man. Like I reckon
Yeah.
we get something like that, man. I don't know.
Yeah, same.
Just the whole like Man City away, it'll be like you Leeds and you know you are like that.
Yeah.
It's all fine, man. It's all fine. Like there's no.
And his farewell letter was amazing, wasn't it?
Yeah, the Marcelo bit, man. I was like,
Yeah.
to be fair,
I
as
cried.
I was reading along when he said like, thanks to all the managers I've worked with, I thought you can't say that. You can't
miss
say
out
that, man.
Paul Heckingbottom,
then-
exactly, man.
No, but it's like it just grouped all. It like thanks to all the managers I've worked with. It's like no, you can't do that, man. You can't.
No.
And then it got to the next bit. I'm like, oh, thank you. There we go. There we go. So
Jesse got a special mention as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got to do that.
You got to do it with the current manager. You can't. Yeah.
You got to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, but-
Thanks, Jesse.
he worded. Yeah, but the way he worded it actually didn't shock me. But I was like, because he actually took time out to actually describe.
Well, that's what I was going to say, because like you say, sometimes they would like their media team will be like, oh, make sure you mention Marsch because he's the current manager. But he put a bit more into it than that and said that he instilled new hope in all the players and gave them a sort of the push to stay up, really. So he did put a bit of thought into it.
Followed by his end of season interview, where he said a lot more's gone on behind the scenes this season than anyone knows about. Like crap, basically.
Mm-hmm.
That
Who said this?
paired Phillips in his last Leeds interview after Brentford said
Cooper said a similar thing as well, didn't he?
Yeah. And that paired with that makes me think that there is clearly a lot we don't know. I hope nothing bad went on with Bielsa or anything like that, but it does seem to be more, and Jesse does seem to have come in and like instilled that up and actually done a job, because if the media have said, oh, mention Jesse, just thank him for keeping us up, it would have said, oh, and a special thanks to Jesse and I wish him all the best and thanks for keeping us up, but he actually went into more detail and described what he'd come in and done and what he was thankful for and like how good of a manager he is. So clearly he believes in him and clearly he actually has come in and made a change rather than just come in and taking the reins type thing. So that was good to read.
I think more of the change that Marsch has made, though, is to do with like attitudes and like the mental side of football, rather than like I haven't really heard any players talking about his methods being any good or.
Coops mentioned it for. Did you see that little BBC interview of the day
with Joe?
Maybe.
Not with me, no.
He said something like, "We haven't performed
or cracking quote
to the levels. We haven't performed to the levels he expected us to back end of last season. Like we haven't played to his methods yet. Like we haven't played as well as he would have liked to see." He's gone again.
He's sick of it. He's sick of it.
I'm here. Just give me a second.
The customer's gone.
Yeah, he said,
I think that quote was just too riveting, Lewis, man. You need to calm down with your delivery.
The delivery was awful, but that's along the lines of what he said.
The delivery was awful.
That was a senior Furpo-esque delivery.
Yeah, it didn't come off the tongue, man. It didn't come off the tongue. But
no. Yeah, cool. Big up to the super chatters as well. I will get to it as well, Emmett. Thank you very much for that, mate. I'm just going to wait for it to fit in seamlessly during the conversation we'll have a little bit later on. So I'll do that. Thank you very much, Emmett, for the super chat. So after obviously Kalvin goes, Darko Gyabi comes our way. A young, exciting 18-year-old bought from Millwall for like $500,000. We've paid $5 million for him. Looks decent. Someone for the future for sure. I can hear a bit of echo.
I can't.
No?
I found it. I can't hear anything.
No, it must be me then. My bad.
I found it interesting.
It's your PS5 headset, mate.
Yeah.
We'd been tracking him for 18 months. I found that interesting.
Yeah, same.
I just thought it was.
track and trace.
There you go. I just thought it was one of those where it's like, all right, you want Phillips? Let's look at who you've got. He looks good. We'll have him, but we wanted him way before they inquired about Phillips, which is interesting. Although we paid separate fee for him, didn't we? I thought it was part of the Phillips deal.
I mean, it would have had
was it a case of we'd have had to pay 15 million instead of 5 million for him or something like that?
Yeah, 15 million for him though. That's a bit crazy. When Tyler
It's-
Roberts has a buy option of 4.2 and him for 15,
Is that his
that's
buy?
a bit mad. Apparently, yeah.
4.2,
Why are we just selling, man?
What do you
But it's loan
mean?
with a view to
Mate,
buy,
that's a
isn't it?
steal. That's a steal. That is daylight robbery.
I've got a
That
feeling they won't buy him.
It's not
They
gonna.
might
This is
get
what
to
I mean.
end and be like, I will send him back.
Yeah.
Wait, was that you who tweeted that thing earlier, by the way?
Yeah.
What thing?
That thing you put in yeah, it was Lewis. That was the most disgraceful tweet I've ever seen, man. If you have your super computer, you need to get that up because that made me sick to my stomach, all right?
Let's see how many people in this. Let's see how many people in this live chat disagree with me. I'm ready.
All right, let me see.
Let's see how
Oh,
many people agree
UFC
with you.
Lewis. Here we go, man. Wait, where has he even put it, man?
Read it out loud, word for word, and I want to see how many people disagree with me.
All right, I will read it word for word, bar for
Do
bar. All right, here we go.
Post the tweet
Look,
underneath, don't
I've
forget.
got everything against the lad personally, and be careful what you read here because this is a complete personal slanted abuse.
This is
But
slander, by
people
the way.
saying luck
I'm
wasn't
suing you.
on his side, etc., baffles me. Okay, he's had more than enough game time to prove himself. Incorrect, and he didn't. He is not good enough for the Premier League. Simple as that. I don't wish him well. I hope he fails in the rest of his career. He's a disgraceful human being.
I'll pull the
19
actual
goal
tweet.
contributions in 5,000 minutes. I mean, come on. Nowhere near the standard we need in this league. You're kidding yourself if you ever thought he was.
Wow.
Right, I'll just correct that. So I have nothing against the lad, and I do wish him well. And it's actually 5,734 minutes, 19 goal contributions.
Pretty scathing,
Rob.
though, like in terms
Yeah.
of them stats, though. 19 goal contributions in that much time. It's not great, is
Mate,
it?
mate, that's just like mate, that whole, it's just a cover-up act. It's like saying, hey, I don't mean to offend you, mate, but you're a fat, dirty slob. All right, no offense.
No, but I have nothing against. I actually have nothing against him. He's just not good enough.
Yeah,
Don't mean I
Jump
hate
Master-
him. I don't even dislike him. He's just not good enough. It's
Yeah.
like you can, in any line of work in the world, you can say you like somebody, but they're crap at the job. He ain't good enough for the Premier League, man. It's just facts. Like 19 goal contribution. This is Championship included.
Give a fuck.
2 seasons Championship, 2 seasons Premier League, 5,700 plus minutes and 19 goal contributions is dross. And
Yeah, it's
no
not.
one can defend it. It is, man.
Championship is his
Furpo
level.
could defend it.
Yeah.
The worrying thing is Furpo probably couldn't defend against Tyler Roberts.
We're looking for a
That's
left
great
back.
point.
We're looking for a left back. I've heard. I think.
Well, where have you heard that, though? You've seen it on
Twitter.
the internet. That's
Yeah,
what
I've
I'm
seen
saying.
it.
I'm
Yeah, but
not
I've
convinced.
seen it on the internet, which means it's reliable, which means Alioski's coming back.
Who's that guy on Twitter that I don't know? He's like, I don't know. I think
Everything
he's
on the
claiming to
internet's
be a
true.
journalist, and he keeps coming out with these
Oh, Don
crazy
Mitchell.
stories.
Don
It's not even Don Mitchell. I swear it's like this, wow, Martinez.
Do you know there was
or
people
something.
in my
Martinez.
stream? There was people in my stream who said Don Mitchell's JT.
Oh my god! The
Genuinely.
first thing I see is Don Mitchell here. Wait, he's oh, hang on a second. Let me see. It's Don Mitchell.
Don Mitchell, man. You
He
need to check
tweeted
Don-
like half an hour ago saying, "I'll buy Kamara and pay his wages
Yeah,
myself."
yeah.
I'll
What
be
did he
right
say?
there.
I will be the king of Yorkshire, he said, didn't he? I will be the king of
I
Yorkshire.
find it quite funny, me.
Yeah. And then there's the other guy, Juan Martinez. Yeah, loads of them do it, man. Loads of them create accounts, hopefully that they'll bang and, you know, it is what it is. But, yeah, people send them me and I'll look and it'll be like they've got 5 followers and it's like, yeah, nah, that's not the one. Yeah.
Still personally attacked you.
Oh, have you? Why? We're not signing a left back, though, just to draw a line under that. It's come out of basically second-hand horse's mouth, if that ever is a thing. But Leo Hjelde did an interview in
There's a
Norway
horse.
where he said,
I'm cool for.
Jesse has told me we will not sign a left back. He said that in an interview. So it's basically come from Jesse himself, but through a second person. So, like, we're not signing a left back because I think Jesse sees Firpo, then Leo Hjelde as his second choice left back. I believe that Leafy's going to Ipswich. Leaf's going to Ipswich. Of course, New Year,
Well, autumn's
Dallas
coming
comes
soon.
back as well. So
I
don't
Gilda
think
did
we'll go
really
for a
well
left
when he
back.
came in there. It was against
Yeah.
West Ham, wasn't it? I thought he
Yeah,
did really, really well. And I think also Strauch, although it's not his preferred position, can play there.
If needs be,
But if we don't
Rasmus
strengthen
can
there
play
this
there.
summer, I think we have to do it next summer. I think we have to bring in
Yeah,
a
yeah.
left back in the next season.
yeah. I agree.
Well, if
I agree.
it doesn't go if it don't work out for Verpo this season by January, let's say, or even before then, Rasmus can play left back, and Alien will be back.
Yeah.
So that's an
He
option.
deserves
Dallas
at least
will be
6
back.
months. I think.
Yeah, I mean that's what I mean. I'm saying if by January he's the weak link and we're getting absolutely like done down that side, something's going to need to change. And like I say, like you've got the options. Rasmus like being able to play both full backs is like nice one sorted. Like because he's both with good with both feet. And then Alien's going to be back, and then you got Dallas as well for both full backs again. Like, you can play anywhere really. Let's be honest.
Yeah, yeah, we won't get a left back. I'm okay with it. Okay, there's more pressing matters. Of course, Leeds United this week look to have addressed some of them pressing matters by bringing in Tyler Adams, of course, and then Louis Sinisterra, which will be announced probably in the next 24 hours.
Give me your Cini from Netherlands.
That'll be announced within the next 24 hours, I'd imagine. So,
yeah,
boys,
mate, Cini, and we're keeping Raf.
Is he?
We'll have a chat about that. Let's not jump ahead, though, right?
Okay,
Let's not.
How are we
yet,
feeling?
Right?
Well, finally, you say how are we feeling. There's something I want to get for the people out there. You know, Lewis, bit of a pessimist, you could say, bit of a pessimist. Well, he gets a little bit excited last night, sees a bit of the news, and he goes popping off in the chat a little bit. Just pops up at 2 a.m., 2:20 a.m. We're winning the effing league, lads. Just stating facts. If we got Raf and Cini on the wings with CDK up top, we get Europe. Minimum. I don't care.
I love that.
Even without CDK, though, Raf and Cini, pure source. Illegal. 30 goals between them. Getting me giddy.
I'd like to say there was no reply in between any of these messages from anyone else. It was
Because
just
I was up.
They're all asleep.
Okay, well, it's facts, man. It's facts. But we ain't getting CDK. So
No, it doesn't look that way. But I love that.
You had a few too many WDKs, unfortunately.
Tyler Adams.
Tyler Adams, yeah, talk to
me. I'd have preferred Kamara, but
why though? Because you've seen others.
I watched YouTube reels of them, though, and I preferred Kamara's.
No, I hear what you're saying.
Like, I don't know. I ain't an expert, but you watch the highlights and you see the general opinion of both of them, and you think Kamara. But then it was always Adams' first choice, and Kamara. Like, if we got Adams, we ain't getting Kamara, and obviously we have got Adams, so we ain't getting Kamara. All this thing about Kamara being the next Kante, blah, 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 blah. It ain't going to happen, so there's no point really going. But I would have preferred him. Adam's still a very good signing by all accounts, and people saying that it's a bad reinvestment of the DM position.
Sorry to do this to you, Lou.
Go on.
Sorry to do this to you, right?
It better be a good.
He says that he's not sorry.
No, I am sorry to do this. So we might have an announcement incoming, right? Because
Cini?
Bryn Law's put this on Twitter. You better put mine in the oven. Still in the office. Pulled a double shift tonight, i.e., double signing. That
As
makes
she says
me
today.
believe. Why is he still there? I think Cini's getting announced today. Sorry to cut you off there, mate.
Oh,
but if he's even in the UK,
well,
his medical.
Yeah, he got off plane about 2 hours ago.
There was a picture of him getting off a plane.
Well, I mean,
really?
It'll be a quick turnaround for media team announcement video wise.
Yeah. But why would he put that out there? I pulled a double shift today. Better put mine in the oven. Surely that's...
It'd be really funny if he just got extra paperwork.
Oh,
It'd be really funny. Or he's just got extra, video.
Oh, it's going to be like Sonny Perkins, isn't it?
Got a video coming out tomorrow. Hopefully Sinisterra gets announced after that.
Double shift. Double shift. Double
Put it now, Max.
You are?
Oh, Cini.
Put it out now.
I've got it loaded.
This is great.
How about
man.
JT? Just like, we're talking about Adams, but me and JT just like Cini. Let's get on to Cini. Okay, we got Adams. Cool. Cini, please. Can we talk about Cini now?
In all seriousness, though, about Adams, I think the signings that we've made in those holding midfield roles, I think we've signed somebody with good passing ability that Kalvin Phillips had, and then we've signed a destroyer who's really good at tackling and breaking up the play. So basically, we've signed 2 players to make up for how good Kalvin is, because we've signed a destroyer who breaks up the play and a really good passer, and that was what Kalvin had all in one package. But having said that, because they're playing alongside each other, I think obviously the club has a transfer strategy, and they'll have obviously thought of this. I'm just some knobhead on the internet, but they work so well together because obviously the best thing about Marsch's system is the way that we play in transition when we win the ball. And Tyler Adams breaking up the play and giving it to Roca to be the distributor is like a perfect balance in that double pivot role. So obviously they've done their research, and like to me, on paper it's a perfect combination of brains and brawn, if you will.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, mate. I agree completely. And for those that say that Kamara, I get Kamara is the better proposition and that, and I do hate what Lewis is saying, and I agree with him. But I think Leeds United's first option was always Tyler Adams, just due to the relationship that him and Jesse had. I mean, I thought the announcement or the pre-announcement was brilliant. The WhatsApp message that said, Gaffer, let's get the band back together. You know what I mean? The way they announced that was class. Yeah. And I think it is a case of them getting back together like JT. Jesse gave Tyler his debut. He then took him to Leipzig. You know, he's now brought him to Leeds United. It's the perfect match for me. And at least we know Tyler Adams will know what Jesse requires of him straight away, and he'll start firing out of the blocks, I think.
Gave him his debut, didn't he?
Exactly. Yeah.
So knows exactly.
I'm more happy about this than Kamara. I don't know why everyone's on this Kamara bandwagon. Adams was the guy I always wanted. I'm not sure about this whole Salzburg thing, man. Getting 3, and then they were talking about maybe even 4 players from Salzburg. Like, come on, is Salzburg on an elite European team? I know it hasn't really worked out for Adams that well this year.
You are kind of putting all your eggs in one basket, and if you buy them all from the same club.
And this ain't Love Island, you know? It's not what we do around here, okay? We want diversity. We want elite creme de la Gremlin players. And I think Tyler Adams is the real deal, the real deal. Like you said, Roca, Adams together. Oh, man, that is pure sauce. And I'm telling you, I think with Adams in there, we could actually start keeping some clean sheets. I know I said we need a thingy. We said we need a centre-half, but... hey, man, I tell you. And it's not a DM, Lewis. He's actually sent me the tweet here. If you are looking for it, I can tell you the chant if you're looking.
Is it the one you just chanted?
No. I just made that off my head. It's similar, actually. I'll give it a shout. We are Dirty Leeds. Nero, LUFC, sent us a nice chant. For Sinisterra. Cini, our boy Sinisterra. Came from Feyenoord to smash the ball in the goal. Cini, our boy Sinisterra. You may claim that it's not, but Ellen Road is his home. Kind of lost it a bit at the end there.
Yeah.
You tried to make that so much more manly than what it actually is. It's just a song from Mamma Mia.
Trust me, speaking from experience, stay away from chants on social media because I got battered for one once. Absolutely battered for once. I even got battered yesterday because some Americans actually grabbed some things I'd said and compiled.
Oh yeah, what did I see that? Yeah. Number one American fan, JUSTJOE.
Yeah. To be fair to them, big shout out. They've got quite a big deal.
They clearly didn't hear what you were saying about Marsch a couple months ago.
No, any Americans watching?
Well, before Joe rudely interrupted me, I was basically going to say everything that Max said, so it's fine.
Okay, that's fine.
But
My
you're just
apologies, mate. I do apology.
No originality.
I do apology. That's not even a thing, is it?
People were just saying it was like a poor reinvestment of the Phillips money into someone who wasn't as good as him when we've literally got Roca to complement him. Like, they complement each other. It's not as if we've just literally replaced Phillips with...
I don't think he's that insecure. He doesn't need that many compliments, but he should.
It's also a different system, isn't it, as well? So you're not... People are saying you're not replacing him well, but we're not supposed to be replacing like for like, because if like for like, we'd be buying someone who's amazing at just sitting there on his own and being that holding midfielder, which is not what we actually need. Yeah, it's not the system anymore. It's not what we need. So we've reinvested in a different type of player who could still do a holding midfield role, but it's not the same role, is it?
It's like people think we've sold Phillips and signed Adams, and that's that. It's like, that's not.
Yeah.
We've
people
got a
see it's
different
black and white,
formation.
don't they?
Yeah. Different formation, different system. 2 holding midfielders, complement like everything you've just described. People just, I don't get why people are seeing it as Phillips for Adams. Like, that's not the situation.
people are very reactionary and don't really want to do any research before they come out with an opinion. They'll just think some on Twitter especially, people will come out with some things that are like just based on like America. He's American, so people think, oh, can't be very good at football if he's American.
Joe.
We signed him for 20 million, so he can't be as good. He's not been actually playing as much football as you'd have liked him to, so he's not very good. Like, until you actually look into it a bit more, you don't see these things. And obviously, if the club have identified him, and we know that our club is so much better at recruitment than it used to be, like, you've got to trust that they know what they're doing. Really,
well, I think Adams is probably more Marsch, to be fair, than the recruitment scouting side of things. But Roca's obviously, we've been trying to do business with Bayern for 2 years now, and then
they wouldn't let us buy any of the players.
Well, what's his name? I don't know how to pronounce his name. I know it begins with a C. Failed his medical, didn't he? Cuisance, that's the one.
Mickey Croissants,
whatever his name was.
He's broke though, isn't he? This is the thing. He was broken. He hasn't played hardly since. It's the same with JKA. He's just gone and smashed himself as well.
Which is a good thing in the long term, that our medical staff will just go, no, sorry, you're knackered. We're not having you. So like,
yeah, it's good
because
clearly didn't do that with Forshaw.
To be fair, they'd already been burned by JKA though, hadn't they? Exactly. He just couldn't get fit enough to play, so they were just like, well, I'm surprised Leipzig wanted to deal with us, but at the end of the day, their model is just to make money, isn't it, and to reinvest it. So
I had to go, honestly, right? I'll let you. So many people batter me for that, right? Like, I said, you think you know what you're talking about? Are you not seeing Leipzig aren't going to do business with us? I'm like, where are you getting that from? Like, you read an article on the internet? You think that's a real thing? You don't know what you're talking. Genuinely, I had a conversation with the guy who messaged me, asking me for information, right?
This is me.
No,
me.
No,
Mate, you're a BBC analyst, my man. They should be messaging
like that. No, let me finish, right? He messaged me, asking me, and then started to have a go at me, and I was like, yo, dude, like, you've messaged me. Like, he's convinced we're getting a certain player, and I'm saying, we're not in for that player. We never have been in. Yeah, we have. Yeah, we are. You don't know what you're talking about. You're on YouTube. I thought, you messaged me. Do you know what I mean? I couldn't get my head around it. Anyway, the next day Tyler comes through the door. I'm dying to message, go, I told you, you little game. Don't message me again.
You come at the king. You come at the king. You best not miss, man.
I didn't understand a situation where Leipzig would turn down money for a player they don't want and a player that wants to leave. Like, that would be stupid for them to go, no, we'll continue paying you wages just because it's Leeds. We're not going to take 20 million off you just because it's Leeds. Yeah. You know, it was silly. I don't think that was ever a thing. Anyway, like, Tyler Adams in the door. I'm happy.
Tyler Roberts out.
Tyler Roberts out. Yeah, let's talk about that then before we talk about Sinisterra. I think we're all like okay about it, right? Apart from JT. What's going on, JT?
It's been a tough time. First, I see Raphinha going, and you can't have too much good, can you? I see, Phillips going, and then I see, oh my God, we're actually going to keep Raphinha. Things are looking up in the world. What do I see next? What's the next story I see? Roberts is gone. I mean, I think heartbroken, devastated. I think it's disgraceful. I think it shows clear short-sightedness from the board, from the club. Really, you're looking at a potential generational talent.
You just BSing now.
No,
What do you really think?
Joe, to be fair.
What do I think? Look, I'm actually upset. Look, I'll put it this way. Look, he's about as consistent as pigeon shit on Trafalgar Square. Sometimes he's passing to someone in the crowd. He's got bloody Danny Rose tinted glasses. He's got some of these on. He can't see sometimes. The guy, he's hit or miss. All right. But when he's on form, I mean, you look at the Chelsea game last season, you look at the whole game a few years ago, and I guess...
but I'm back to that. That's like saying, I remember when I did a good video about 2 years ago. It was all right.
Yeah, the rest of the thing is, JC, if we'd have asked you to carry on listing games, you would have stopped after those two.
You ran out. Yeah. You ran
out.
No.
I'd argue that pigeon shit on Trafalgar Square is quite way more consistent.
I thought that when he was saying it.
Awful analogy.
No, that's wrong.
But in fairness, JT, right? I agree with you up to a certain point. I was there like, Phillips has gone, but then I was uplifted by the fact that Raphinha might be staying. And then
he's on fire.
I know you're uplifted.
he's back. Is he back? No, he was back.
Yeah.
Can we hear him?
Yeah, you
He's
can hear
on
me.
fire tonight, Max.
Okay. I was even more uplifted by the signings that are coming in. And then I saw Roberts is leaving. And I thought, what a window we are having, man. Best window in years, because we're doing smart business, man. We've realised who ain't good enough and who we need to bring in and where we need to improve and what we need to do next season. And Roberts ain't good enough. And he's gone. And QPR will discover he ain't good enough. What is that noise? What's going on?
Well, yeah, well, come on.
Nah.
No, but seriously, question: do you think he'll actually be good enough for QPR? Because I don't.
Yes.
Really?
If he can get
a
keep
regular
himself fit, that's the problem.
I think they send him back.
I'll take him back.
I don't know.
But look, I think the guy, like I said, technically on the ball, I think he's top 3 of the club, and that's not even me like joking around. That's not even me mugging it off. I genuinely think technically the guy, some of the stuff he can do with the football is top 3.
That gives me Jezza saying he's best on the ball in our.
No, that's completely. Don't you dare bring Swazzy Lynch into this, all right? Don't you dare bring Swaz Dog Lynch, all right? Sure, he's getting a Lambo.
We've had this conversation
doesn't mean anything,
before.
man.
We've had this conversation before, but genuinely name me. Like, if you're going to say he's the 3rd most technically gifted on the ball, and you're serious saying that,
yeah.
Who's top 2?
Raphinha.
And who's 4th?
Rodrigo.
Oh, come on, man.
Oh, you tell me who the top 3 are then. Technically,
he's
on
not
the ball.
even top 10.
Yes, he is. What are you talking about, man? This is rubbish. This is rubbish. Top 10. Not even top 10. Come on, you name me 5 more technically gifted players than him.
Rafinha, Rodrigo, Click, Bamford, and...
Bamford more technically gifted?
Everyone but him.
Everyone.
No.
Everyone.
Yeah, so you
let's move it on.
But yeah,
let's move it on. Just like
he ain't a Leeds player.
Yeah, I don't think.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Right
you
decision.
say you move it on because you got stuck up, you got done up and twisted.
Melly is more gifted.
You got twisted, just like, oh, come off, man. You got twisted up, Tyler Roberts-esque. All right, I've mugged you off, I've put it through your legs, and I've spun you on your ass. Okay.
Something you could never do. Continue.
So, right, listen, we've got over 700 people watching, which is amazing. So thank you to everyone for doing that.
744. Oh my God.
Please do smash a like on the stream. Let's get up to 300 likes if we could do that, please. That would be great if we could.
Wow,
do that.
you guys are. Can I just say this?
Electricity has gone
man.
off.
You guys are crazy.
What's Max doing? Where is he going? What's he doing?
Everything's gone wrong. Everything has gone wrong.
His camera's fallen down.
Because my camera's overheating because I've never streamed with an actual camera before, and it gets red hot in this room. It gets absolutely red hot in this room.
Oh, I calm down with that angle, mate. Calm down. Pull the camera up a bit, man.
Before we move on to some chat about Sinisterra, etc., let's get some super chats that have come in read out. Christopher Junction says 5 minutes on Paxton, please, Joe. Are you aware of Paxton Aaronson, folks?
Mm-hmm.
Brendan Aronson's younger brother, just recently.
Jeremy Paxton.
No, Paxton Aaronson recently ripped it up in the CONCACAF 2020 Under-20 Championship. Got top goal scorer and the best player award. I think he might be on his way to Leipzig, but I think if Leeds United could get in there, make it happen. People were saying to me, oh no, like he needs to go somewhere else and progress and stuff like that, which I understand. But ultimately, if there's a talent there, he's better than Brendan by all accounts. Bring him over. Let's get him in early.
Surely he would want to come to the league with his
interesting.
brothers here as well. Like,
yeah,
that would be a draw, surely.
Yeah, you would hope so, mate. You would definitely hope so. Like I said on that video the other day, he's naughty. He looks naughty.
Like I said, we need to sign him for the Toure champ, man. I mean, it doesn't quite fit, but you know, we can make it work.
Paxton Aaronson. Yeah. It's better than that one JT just sang, whatever that was.
Whoa, why are you digging out my boy Nero, man? The poor guy.
Bad. Yeah, my bad, Nero. You're a good guy. Right?
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah, man. Sean Healy says, what do you think of the idea of bringing Alioski back? What thoughts, people?
I'd do it in a flash.
Thank you for the
Would you?
chat, my guy.
Yeah, big up.
Yeah, I'd take him. Just more cover there, and the actual job that he did for us in the season that we came up was very good.
Could you imagine him and Rasmus at fullbacks? No,
man. Get Berardi in there as well, man.
We've had some good fullbacks, and you think it's like an absolute nut house.
Yeah, we've missed that though. We have missed that without Alioski. I'm not gonna lie. We've missed that shit house. We haven't really. I mean,
Click, but he's not really.
Yeah,
he's not really done it recently. Need him to start pouring water on people's backs again.
Yeah, we need a bit of Ejgan.
It isn't a case of like we're bringing him in to improve the side. It's like he's a squad option. Yeah, knows this team, etc. I think he'll end up in Turkey. Me, like someone dug me out as well, saying the other day, after our last week midweek fix, said still on about Turkey. I was like, what are you on about? Like, I just think that will be his preferred option.
It doesn't mean that he's going to Galatasaray, does it?
Yeah, no, well, it's not even that. I just think they were annoyed as though we were annoyed. And I was like, no, I just think he'll end up in Turkey. Like, I'm not bothered. Just to put that out there, I just was looking at the comments thinking, what are you on about? Anyway, not that bothered me.
Really?
Oh,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, big up to everyone that comments, by the way. I do read them all. Yeah. I shouldn't really, to be fair, because like you said, I hold it for a while. But Alioski would improve.
Especially the ones calling me a wanker. You know, the other best.
Yeah, there was a lot of them. Yeah.
So can I say thank you? There was a lot of support recently as well. You know, when you said about the degree. So to anyone that did say kind words, thank you very much, man.
Yeah,
I do really appreciate it, man.
Yeah, same.
And shout out to you guys, man. There's 700 plus people in here. You guys are crazy, man. That's what I'm saying, man. Absolute legends, every single one of you. Absolute gangsters.
My man Emmett Oliver with a huge super chat. Thank you so much, mate. Said, evening, men. Jesse's got his fingerprints all over our transfer activity. Hope he doesn't fall on his sword. Also, can't complain where City get their money from when we're sponsored by Gambling Group. Fair enough, Emmett. I think, let's be honest, the whole of football's corrupt as a hell, really.
Hey, what's wrong with gambling?
It's a bit different to that other situation, but we won't go into it.
What do we think, though, about Jesse? I know, like, Lewis, you mentioned earlier about how Tyler Adams is Jesse's signing. Do you worry that if it doesn't work out for Jesse, that we're left with the squad that's all suited to his system, and then therefore the new manager has to rip it all up again?
I don't know, man. You could say that for every manager now. Really?
No,
every manager has their
transition.
Nobody said that about Bielsa, though, did they? When he got players in, they were always very specific to what he wanted, and nobody said, well, these are Bielsa players. What happens when Bielsa goes? Like, nobody said that until he left. And so...
Put it this way, right?
Nobody wanted him to go.
He brought James in specifically. He wanted him years, right?
Yeah.
Now, we look at the squad. Does he start? No.
Nah.
Do you see him really fitting?
I don't know.
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't start over. He doesn't start over Cine or Raf or Harrison or Aaronson. His third option.
Unless he's a backup striker, if we don't manage to sign one.
He better not be. I never want to see him up front again in my life.
I don't think he wants to see himself up front again in his life. I don't think he ever wanted to be up front.
If people are worried that we're signing players for the manager, if you go the opposite way, you get in a situation that Man United have been in, where they literally sign players that they think are good. They're like, bloody hell, Jadon Sancho's good on FIFA, isn't he? And they sign him.
Oh, that's a bit. Jadon Sancho is a top.
No, he was a baller.
He was good, but they didn't.
Yeah,
they sign in players that doesn't even like Wan-Bissaka as well. Wan-Bissaka was a very good defensive fullback because he's playing for a Roy Hodgson team that was sitting back. They didn't do any research into that. He's terrible at going forward. Yeah. So then they've signed him for a team that's going to have a lot more possession with a lot more talented players in it, and they haven't thought ahead to what the manager will actually.
They signed players they don't need as well, right? They signed Ronaldo and Varane last season. They didn't need him.
I take Ronaldo
the opposite way.
I disagree on the Ronaldo thing.
I was going to say.
You think they needed?
I think he was a super signing.
No, he wasn't. They didn't. They had Cavani. They just signed him.
They didn't need to. No, they didn't need to sign him, but they needed him.
You can't turn down Ronaldo, man. You cannot turn down.
He got 18.
No, you can't.
No, I hear what you're
Ronaldo.
saying. Listen, let's not do Ronaldo. What I'm saying is, I agree with Max in terms of, okay, take him out of the situation. Then they sign players that they don't need, and
Oh no, they have a terrible. You're
Yeah.
right. They have a scattergun philosophy.
Yeah.
They see a good player and they just.
You could name so many players who've gone there and had the worst time of their careers. Depay, Di Maria, Pogba, arguably.
It's because they've not been
that
signed.
was so.
They've not been signed to play a certain system, have they?
Yeah, exactly.
Juve have fleeced them, man. How are you going to sign a man for free, sell him back for 80 million?
Yeah.
Kian said, happy with current back four. Is Rasmus enough to fix it? I don't think there was ever a problem with a back four. I might get actually shot down for that. I think it was, no, I don't. I think it was more the system. You can look at the goals, but it was the system that Bielsa let us down. We've got 4 international level centre backs for me.
We conceded nowhere near as many goals when we went tighter.
Mustafi's a World Cup winner. That's a very deceiving fact.
So you say we've got a bad defence, JT?
We need improvements.
Where? Go on.
Did you see our defence last season?
The only place we need improvement with
is the only place you
like. Hey, yes.
Centre half.
The only place we need improvement is the position where you like.
Centre half is the place we need improvement, not left back. We need a backup left back. We need a top draw centre half. I'm sorry, last season they were not good at. You know what?
Cooper, Llorente.
Guess what? Individually, fantastic, but it didn't work out last season. You got Llorente, who couldn't win an aerial duel in his life, and he was caught out of position all the time. Look how many goals we conceded. The midfield was a big part to play with that, but they were also making individual mistakes every single game.
2021, when we finished 9th, best centre-back partnership from February onwards. We conceded the second least amount of goals.
Yeah.
With who at centre-back?
I'm hearing
it. What was the centre-back partnership?
Yeah. It doesn't matter what the centre-back partnership
was. Yes, it does.
I believe it was
because it means when the
Cooper and Llorente, was it?
Correct, and it means when the system was working, it worked.
Yeah. New system.
Didn't work
and then this season, obviously, we had all the issues that we had, and confidence is a massive part of it.
Yeah, man.
Confidence is such a big part.
We need a proven experience.
If you feel like your partner's going to make mistakes, and you feel like you're going to make mistakes, then you're so much more likely to. And the fact that we, like you say, chopping and changing so much and never had a solid partnership in a system where these players knew what they were doing, but were being asked to follow Kevin De Bruyne into his own half. And then there's a massive gap behind him for amazing Man City players or amazing Liverpool players to just walk through. Like, the system nailed us in that department last season. And people go on in the comments, oh, you mentioned Bielsa. We love Bielsa, right?
Yeah.
But in that last season, the defensive stuff was down to his system and individual mistakes. But then those individual mistakes come to a lack of confidence in the system as well. And I think it was coming to a natural conclusion. So I don't think you can honestly judge them. Somebody like Robin Koch, I honestly believe he could be one of the best defenders in Europe in a few years' time. Like, I think he's got that ceiling. I think he's unbelievable, or can be unbelievable. And same with Pascal Struijk. So, like, I think we've got Cooper and Llorente are the current, and then in 1 or 2 years they'll get phased out, and then we've got Struijk and Koch waiting in the wings to go straight into that first team and be unbelievable for a good few years, with Charlie Cresswell coming back as well. I can't see why anyone would think that we need a new centre-back.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I agree. Listen, JT, I think he's dropped off. He will be back. Let me just say something as well while he's not here for those. If you don't like JT, and you watch, don't watch. Like, the guy's going nowhere, right? Okay, so I won't have a continued barrage of people saying get him off, because if I continue to see it, I'll just remove the comments from the channel, okay? I've asked JT to come on here regularly, and he is a ledge, right? Okay, you might not like his opinions, that's fine. But we as a group are happy as a group, yeah? So if you don't like it, then that's on you, okay?
And you'd all be bored if we agreed all the time.
Exactly, that's what I mean. JT is the guy. Anyway, right, okay. So, yeah, we are going
Very kind words, thank you very much.
No worries, my guy, no worries, my guy. So, yeah, what were we talking about? You were talking about centre-back. JT, we don't need a centre-back. That's That's facts.
Your opinion's crap, JT, man. Every single week.
Nah, look, I hear what you're saying.
I butchered that stat, by the way. I butchered that stat. I don't actually know if it was the second least amount of goals conceded. We got the second most amount of points from February onwards when Coops and Llorente were at the centre back.
Yeah,
I'm actually probably sure we conceded quite a lot of goals still.
But when we played Man United, Liverpool, City, all those games, we
0-0, 1-1,
drew them and won them, and so I don't think we did concede a big amount in that period.
It worked still, so
yeah,
we've got 3 internationals at centre back. I don't think it's. If you'd have asked me before we signed anyone where we need to improve, centre back would not have been anywhere.
No, it would have been last. I genuinely think it would have been last on the list, because left back. We've not really talked about. We might talk about it later or whatever, but we're talking about the fact that there'll be like 6 signings this summer is what has been touted by people like Phil Hay and stuff. But then we still haven't signed an experienced goalie or anything. So I'm wondering why that's.
We will sign one though. We will sign a goalkeeper. I just think they're seen as getting the first team, if you like, making sure that is all done before we move, before we go.
Yeah, because I suppose Darko Gyabi doesn't count, does he, as part of that 6? So
yeah. So if you think about it, they've made sure that they've got their first team ready for the 10th. Yeah, for when we fly out to Australia. A goalkeeper will become available later on down the line, closer to the end of the window, and they'll say, right, okay, let's do it. Do you know what I mean? But back to the question then. So JT thinks Rasmus isn't enough to fix it, and we need a new centre-back.
I'd like a centre-back, but I don't think it's... I'd rather get a midfielder or attackers or get that sorted. Yeah. Like you said, there's more pressing issues. I think if there's one place we could do with maybe a centre-back, but like you say, there was difficulties last season. I'm not saying this back 4 is inept, and I do like the players individually. I just think maybe we could have done with a bit more proven experience back there. But
I think we have to give them a chance under this system first before we say that, because until we've seen them for a full season or at least half a season under Jesse Marsch's zonal marking, we can't really make a judgment on them.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
It also seems to be, with the way the recruitment's going this season, just before we move on to Cine.
Yeah.
Just before, quickly, just if it don't work out by January, I think this is the season where we would take action. If we're short of a much needed centre back, I reckon we go get one. We don't seem to be short of funds whatsoever. The fact that we've got a bid on the table for CDK, even though I don't think he's going to come in, and we haven't even sold Raf yet. With the amount we've already spent as well, close to 100 million, if not over, speaks volumes that we are serious this season with transfers and are serious getting the players in where we need them. So give it 6 months, see how it works, see how the system gels, and if we need any improvements in January, I'm sure, or I hope, that they'll actually act on it this season.
Do you know what, right? I know. Of course, I agree with everything Lou's just said. We've got some more super chats as well, right? But just big up Tyler Adams, just to go back to it, right? I hope all those people who wanted Kamara are fuming now, because the guy's lighting it up on Twitter. Obviously, he put up earlier on, "A up."
He spelled it wrong, though.
He did, right? I read it and he went,
I was so annoyed.
And then someone said to him, "How many Yorkshire phrases do you know?" And he's put, "I need to learn some more." Someone says, "Let us know when you've tried."
I need
fish and chips.
super computer.
There you go. That's Geordie, mate. He said, "Let us know when you've tried fish and chips and Yorkshire pudding." And he's put Auntie, right? He's called David Batty a legend. He's endearing himself to the Leeds United fan base, and I love that about him. So
how much of that is him, and how much of that is a PR team, though?
That's exactly what I was about to say.
Do you know who David Batty is? I'm
Why not?
I think because this tweet has
my
come
man used
out.
to watch. These Americans just used to watch the Premier League.
Yeah,
when he was growing up.
Look, David Batty's good, but my Batty's better, so I'm the only Batty.
To me,
that's shocking.
Terrible.
That's shocking.
To me, it actually shows. It makes it seem like it's actually himself doing it more than anything else. It seems like a stupid thing that he's just doing for a laugh. And I think if he'd have said the David Batty thing before he'd visited Ellen Road and stuff, he'll have spoke to all the people inside Ellen Road and they'll have said stuff like, "Oh yeah, you might be similar sort of player as David Batty, like hard tackler and all this sort of stuff." So somebody at the club's probably mentioned David Batty to him, and he's.
Why do we have to be so cynical in it? It's him. Just let him do it. I agree. It's him, man.
No, the comments about T and T are good, but I just want to question if he knew David Batty. What, it's a long time ago, man.
Well, why don't you ask him, Lil? Why don't you ask him? You go on Twitter now with all your 1,000 followers and ask him. Do you know what I mean? Emmett Oliver says, JT is nuts, but we are Leeds. We love you crazy. Yeah, exactly, man. He is. PRM says...
Wait, you saying I'm nuts?
Yeah, like in terms of your content, it's nuts, right? PRM says, only issue I have with Adams and Roca is play time at the former clubs, and now there's going to be expected to play 38 games for Leeds. Does that worry you, boys, just in case they were to break down, that we're then left with a double pivot again of Click and Forshaw? It's a little bit worrying, isn't it?
It does. It sort of worries me in that sense, and I said this last week, I think, because we're now playing with 2 in there. If we were playing with 1 in there, we'd have Roca in there, and then Tyler Adams would be the backup.
Yeah.
But because we're playing 2 in there, we then have Bate and Dallas or Click and Forshaw and all these players in backup, which is basically what we had last season. But the thing about the 38 games thing is I think we sort of underestimate sometimes how fit professional footballers really are. And Matt Roca, from what I've heard, hasn't really been injured. It's just that he's not had the chance to have a first team game. He's been like working his ass off in the reserves apparently, and has never had a problem with attitude or fitness or anything like that. And so to me, I think he'll be fine playing that many games because he's used to training every single week and probably playing in the reserves or sitting on the bench or whatever, but he's still doing a lot of work to be fit. And I can't see, like, he's been absolutely raring to get game time, so I can't see him being unfit when he comes to Leeds. I think he'll work his pan out to try and be as fit as he possibly can. And the same with Tyler Adams, to be honest. I can't see him thinking, right, well, I've got an opportunity to play 38 games and then letting his fitness let him down. I think, like I say, in summary, I think we underestimate just how fit these footballers are.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. Right. Should we talk about Sinisterra now? And then after Sinisterra, we will finish up with some Raphinha, Willie, won't he? Could Harrison go to Newcastle chat? But how excited we is, first of all, obviously, the Gakpo stuff. We'll chat about CDK as well, but it looks like Gakpo's not going to happen, maybe a little bit too pricey. But then we end up
Gakpo
basically...
who, man?
Yeah, exactly. Gakpo who? We've got Luis Sinisterra, right?
I think they're equivalent. To be honest, in their goal contributions and stuff. I mean, Sinisterra's had 12 goals, 7 assists this season in the league, and Gakpo had 12 and 12. So obviously 5 assists less for Sinisterra, but it's the same type of Sinisterra. It's the same type of player, I think.
He's had a goal.
I think he's a bit more saucy. I think he's got a bit more individual flair to him.
Oh.
Yeah. He's got that X factor to him more. You could argue that he doesn't fit into the system as much because he likes to play a bit. I've heard people say he likes to play a bit more wide, and that may not work. But
then he's also played at striker as well.
Formation, really.
It does depend on the formation.
I think he's played all along the front line.
But that X factor, man. Could you imagine him and Raph on either side? Oh, man.
Yes,
that is a July the 4th barbecue right there because we are going to be cooking.
I think it's going to happen, man. And I might be getting ahead of myself, but I think Rafa stays and Cine on the wing, man. And I think we are going to play wide because with who we've got now, right? We've got 2 holding midfielders. We've got Aaronson. We ain't going to sign Aaronson.
Tell it to me.
Bench. Okay, I will do it, mate. We ain't signing Brendan Aaronson for him to sit on the bench. So he's going to be central behind the striker. We're going to have Cine and Raph on both sides.
Are we now?
Bamford fully fit all season up top.
Give it to him.
With Roca and Adams in holding DM. Senior Furpo left back.
Dirty to me.
Captain Coops, centre back. With Robin Koch, other centre back.
I'm almost there.
With Rashford. And Melia in goal, man.
God damn! Don't do it to me, man.
We're cooking, man. We're cooking. We're hot. Come on, man.
Can I get a hell yeah?
On next season, man, bro. On next season. Get pre-season out of the way, man. Get us towards it. No, but okay, seriously. Raph may still go. But even if Raph goes, we've got Jack Aaronson, man. We've got Jack Aaronson.
Mate.
We've got Dan James. We got Jack Harrison.
Dan James, you've lost me again, mate.
We've got Jack Harrison. Honestly, do we think we'll go around. What's the percentage we have Raph and Cine? The same team next season.
Me,
6 months.
0.
Bastard.
Sorry.
Killed the vibe, man. Dead. Max.
No, I don't know. No, maybe not. I don't know.
I don't think so.
Barca,
yeah, but then didn't somebody say that Leeds are setting a deadline? Friday.
Well,
Friday for it.
We apparently want to honour the agreement with Chelsea.
But we do, but then if the player doesn't,
then go there, man. And plus, they've got Sterling now, so
they want Raphinha anyway, other than Sterling as well. But
I think it's got Sterling for him. I'll take that.
I just think
swap him for Pulisic.
I will say though, if he does stay,
USA.
if he does stay, I think we need to not make him sign it, but like for insurance, sign another year, because like if he ends up staying the year and not 6 months, then it becomes to a point where he's got 1 year left on a contract. Arsenal might get him for pittance, and then we are lost.
He'd be like, he'd probably go for like 30 million if he was on his.
So I think we'd have to say to him, like, or they'd have to say to him, look, if we're going to give you your dream move and you're going to hold out for that, you got to cooperate type thing. And like, we can't lose you for 30 mil, do you know what I mean? And I don't know how if it would go down like that, you know what I mean? I don't know how board meetings and stuff go down, or his agent. I know Deco's a bit of a player, plays the field a bit. But
I thought you were inside. I thought you were in the know, my man.
I'm not,
I've got some up a couple of years in that boardroom now.
No, man. No.
Well, I'll tell you something. It's 100% chance he stays.
It's not a chance then, is it? It's 100% chance he stays.
No, we got Rafa. We got Rafa and Cine on the wings next season.
Yeah, no, I would love it. And I spoke about it earlier, bro. And maybe if he wants to, the situation is this, like, it's clear he wants to stay at Leeds unless he gets a move to Barca. Can Barca get that deal over the line? We'll have to wait and see. You know, I think the guy at Bayern Munich came out today and said, we're not going to take any sort of we're not going to take any installments from Barca because we don't know that club's going to be here in 2 years' time. That's what someone at Bayern said about Barca.
Barcelona.
Yeah, it's obviously taking the mick because of the situation. So there was like, we want the money up front. They'll have to pay 52 million for Lewandowski. Like, and they want to get Bernardo Silva. They want to get, there's one more. And then, of course, Raphinha. I just don't know how they do it. Someone made a point to me earlier as well. Like, Laporta said this about Messi. Messi staying. Then guess what? Messi had to go. So there will come a situation where it has to give. I think Leeds United obviously fly to Australia on the 10th. Do they say to him, you need to get that stuff sorted, otherwise you're on the plane with us, mate, and we're not getting a striker. We'll go with you two and Bamford up top. Or do we sell Harrison? What are your thoughts about that? Because Newcastle are sniffing around him. They had a bid rejected for the kid Anthony Gordon from Everton. That was for 35 million. So they are looking for a player in that position. If Raphinha was to stay, could you understand the sale of Harrison in order to fund a striker?
No, because it's not long term, is it? Raphinha
No, exactly. Yeah.
I'd rather sell Dan James.
If we signed Gakpo and Sinisterra, then yeah.
And what do we get for Harrison, really? 20 mil?
30 mil. That's why they were put off, because Leeds said we want £30 million minimum.
But if you actually look at his goal contributions and stuff, like he is worth that. But for some reason, people just don't rate him as highly as they should, and don't rate him
even within our fan base as well.
Yeah, he's class.
No, like, I'm not saying he's worth 20 mil. I'm saying what would get offered for him. I don't think more than that gets offered. Like Newcastle gonna come in for 30 million for Harrison. If they did, you'd be tempted, obviously. But to fund the striker, To fund a striker, yes, but because Raphinha's staying, no, because Raphinha will be gone in 6 months to a year. We're still going to need that backup, and he's another option anyway. Probably second option actually.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say that. I was scrolling through to see an update. Yeah, I was scrolling through. And...
He's either being told off for letting the cat out of the bag, or they're saying we're not announcing it tonight. Delete your tweet.
The media team have said, "Look, we ain't getting this video done in time. You can't expect." Or in half an hour's time, it's going to be don't go to bed just yet.
Yeah, exactly. Kean said would be worth 50 million if his name was Harrison. I don't know about 50 million, but I think for me, 30 million is a fair price for Jack Harrison if you consider his numbers over the last 2 seasons. He's just getting better. We paid 11.
8 assists first season, and then 8 goals, 1 assist last season.
11.
I think he's worth more to us at the club than what we could bring in for the 30 million that he would go for. Like, if you're buying a player and you're buying an unknown, aren't you? So you're not actually replacing
English
him
as well.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like if you sold him and then tried to bring in a replacement, there's so much less of a guarantee of goals and assists because we know that he's done it for us for 3 seasons now, very well.
And performances work rate.
If we needed that, if we keep Raf, basically what I'm saying is, if we'd have been relying on the Raphinha money for our plans, and suddenly Raphinha's staying, and we need to look elsewhere to sell, I'd choose James over Harrison any day of the week.
You play James over Harrison?
No,
sell. Do you mean Harrison over? To sell.
But how much money are we going to get from James though? How much money?
Not as much as Harrison.
Addisona. Yeah.
Like that would be.
And our money doesn't jiggle.
That would be like 18, 20 million. It would be 18, 20 million for James. But who would pay that?
I want to see Harrison wiggle, to be fair, down that wing. For sure.
I've had to do that TikTok with one.
No, Forshaw doesn't play on the wing.
Wait, what?
That TikTok man for that Louis Theroux,
wait, you did TikTok dances. I need to find this.
No, it won't be on. There's his private, mate. You won't be able to find
this. Mate, I need to see that.
No, but it's that one when it goes, and red wine at end or something like that. They're always doing it, man. They're always doing it.
If I see you doing Orange Justice at some point, you're getting caned because you wanted to go at me for a little shoe celebration. So
you do know what that is, Joe.
That's Man United. What?
You've played Fortnite.
I haven't, mate. To be fair, I haven't.
With this PS5 headset.
I'm still retro Call of Duty and FIFA.
Yes, that's mate. The new Modern Warfare coming out soon.
Yeah, exactly.
They were meant to bring MW2 Remastered out, and they cancelled it for this game. I'm gutted, man.
Oh, there we go. Proper gamer right there in his gamer chair. You can tell that, right?
What can I say, man? Even folds back.
Nice. I have been twitching, though. I have been twitching today, just doing a bit of FIFA cream.
Been twitching? Jeez.
Been twitching. Ask us what's up. Yeah, I play FIFA. Yeah, and also, actually, by the way, just while I remember now, I've set up a Fantasy Premier League. The link's in the description if you guys want to join in, jump in. But if anyone watching wants to join in as well, join in. Just a bit of fun in it throughout the season. We'll have a chat about that. So Sinisterra then we're excited for. Raphinha, come on then. Let's ask round if my Twitch Theo's in the description, mate. If you want my Twitch, it's in the description. Or on my YouTube channel as well. Do we think Raphinha stays? Lou, you do? Are you dead on that? Are you like bang on that?
Yeah, because I think Barca have got more priorities than Raphinha.
Okay.
And I think Raphinha is more open to stay here than Lewandowski is to stay at Bayern. And Deco will be more happy for him to stay here 6 months for him to get him to Barca smoothly. I just think if Barca have got these targets of Bernardo Silva and Lewandowski and stuff, they're going to go for them. And plus, to get the signings registered they've already made. Would I want him to have a year or 6 months? If he ain't going to sign a year extension, 6 months. But I think if he's going to stay here another year, we need to kind of make him sign that extension. Otherwise, it gets a bit risky for me. But look, I just want to see him in the same team. Because that's...
Yeah, it'd be sick, wouldn't it?
Sauce.
Yeah,
sauce.
It would be sick.
I wonder if it's risky because if like if we do keep him and he doesn't sign a contract, like we said before, he could go for like 30 million if he's in his last year of his contract. And is that worth it for us to keep him for 6 months? Like,
what we should really do, actually,
we finish in Europe.
If it was an option, say to Barca, make the agreement now. I don't even know if it's possible. Make the agreement now, the fee now, the personal terms now, for like a year's time. So then there's no sort of, we'll bid for him in a year and then we can get him for.
But he might want to stay in a year. Because I'm telling you, if we make those signings, if we get a good striker, Ketelaere, if we get Sinisterra, if we keep Raf, if we have Aaronson in that midfield, if we have Roca and Adams in that back four, you add Rasmus to the defence. Are you telling me that top four is seriously out of the equation? Are you seriously sat there? Mate, with those players? Come on now.
Top four, man.
Come on now.
I thought you were about to say like top 8, and I'd have been like, we might sniff it.
Well, no, top 8 for sure. If we don't get top 8 and keep Raphinha and sign those players, then we're done. How are we going to get that? How are we going to get Europe in 3 to 4 years?
Aside, all this
that's a strong squad.
All this business will definitely have assured him with being business. Like he's not going to have lost any faith in terms of like how serious we are this season. So that'll be a sort of attraction for him to stay. It's not as if he's in a complete and utter dead end club going nowhere. Like we have got promise this season, and he can contribute to that. But the Barca thing, it's going to happen. Let's be honest. Whether it's now, whether it's 6 months, whether it's a year, it's where he wants to go. It's where Deco wants him to go. It's where everyone at Barca wants him to come. It's been sorted months before the season even ended, but they ain't got the finances in order. So we need that agreement in place, whether it's for Raf to sign another year or whether it's for Barca to confirm what they're going to pay now. So we don't get stiffed either way. We need to make sure we put ourselves first. But I just want to see Raf and Cini in the same team. So if we can make it happen, because it's pure sauce, man. It's illegal.
If Branson and Hines had a baby, that's what that is, man. That is.
It's the best thing since Gervinho, Ibarbo, and what's
Gervinho?
Gervinho, Ibarbo,
MNEK.
And yes, mate. It's the best thing since that, man.
Oh, mate, you know that year when Ibarbo was OP and he was sweating it up, and then he was in everyone's team. We almost signed him, man, because that was the year we got Celino and he owned the club, and I was sat there walking around like, hey, you're gonna have a Leeds player in your team soon, mate, and never happened. But oh man.
By the way, I don't think
what a forehead.
If we do get European football, Victor Orta is going to leave the club. I think he's actually said before that his goal with Leeds was to get them European nights, and then his journey would be done with Leeds, and he'd be off.
Yeah, well, Aguero wasn't going to leave City till they won Champions League, and look how that turned out.
Ooh, that's a low blow, man. That's uncalled for.
I'm just saying,
harsh,
people
man.
say things and it don't work out like that, man. I don't know. I think maybe when did he say that?
He said that in 2012. 2012.
a few years ago, a few days ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah, well, the passion for the club's
August 2012.
tenfolded since then. Do you know what I mean? Like, if we get Europe, was he not going to want to be there?
No, but look, once we get Europe, none of the board are going to... Look, Radrizzani's going to sell in a couple of years, isn't he? And the 49ers will want to bring their own guys in, aren't they? So that's...
Radrizzani might sell up sooner than we think, I don't know.
No, I think he's already... He's going to sell up. I thought he was going to sell up. We need
to be the asset we were the first season under Bielsa Premier League before.
We still are.
We're not.
We're a Premier League side.
We need to prove ourselves in a Premier League season again. Last season we didn't. We need to.
Yeah, but we're still in the Premier League, so that's an asset. Look at Villa.
The way things are, it's like your stock is only as high as your last Premier League finish. People just think if you finish 17th, people are like, oh, well, you're relegation fodder, aren't you? But the season, like the first season we came up, when we finished 9th, and then people are like, oh, Leeds will be in Europe next season. Everybody's doing their prediction videos. Like, oh, Leeds will be in Europe. And then, I
didn't put a 7th or I didn't do that.
No,
mate, I put us to finish 4th, 5th, man.
It wasn't just us, man. If you look at other Premier League shows, predictions...
That's why I didn't even mean those YouTubers.
I still stand by...
Rory Jennings put us 6th.
I stand by if we'd have had everybody, or more or less everybody fit, and the system would have worked the same way it did the season before, we'd have finished top half.
Which comes down to the thinness of the squad.
Yes, it does.
Let me just read Rita's super chat out as well. She said, cut comms to Barca, tell them what when they've got 65 million to call us, end of. I agree with that as well. It's a little bit frustrating,
Oh,
isn't it?
absolutely,
Like,
man.
give us the money, if not, do one. Do you know what I mean? Because you're doing our heads in. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. Sinisterra probably. What,
like,
mate?
Can't you just say that? Like, can you not just say it? Can they not just say to them, right? Are you gonna have 65 million in a year? Cool.
Yeah.
It's yours in a year. There's the agreement.
True.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
But they don't know, man. They don't know.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But they reckon they have the finances sorted in 6 months.
Good coordination. I just realised, by the way, white tops at the top, blue tops at the bottom.
Yeah, man.
I just realised, man. Yeah.
It's like a
Pretty
two-a-side
saucy.
game.
Yeah. You guys would get smoked in that, by the way.
Yeah,
you guys
you
would get in a football game. You guys would get smoked.
Well,
man.
we're
You don't.
we're old men, aren't we,
You
Joey?
don't want
Yeah,
any
man.
of this,
My back's
right?
gone. My back's gone.
My back, sack, and crack is well and truly still in action, so you would get absolutely
Not with them bed sheets, it's not. I'll tell you that much.
Won't let him go without another mention.
Let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about
What,
that.
my bed sheet? Yeah, they're beautiful.
Yeah, man, they are. They're really, really good.
man.
Just on that as well, like my missus overheard what we were chatting about actually, and she texted me saying, "No, I don't bloody want Leeds bedding. I'm not 12."
12! Oh man, I get 25 1 week. 12.
Spending for JT. Come on.
man. Yeah, sure, I'm a virgin, but that's nothing to do with it. All right, let me tell you something.
Like sat over there in my seat up there somewhere. There we go. No, that's South Stand, isn't it? I'm here. I'm actually.
yeah.
That's it there.
Wait, what?
You're in your seat.
No. Sorry, I am over there. I am over there. Sorry.
One, how did you?
Wedge.
Yeah.
One, how did you butcher that? And two, how did you get from JT's bedding to where you sit at Ellen Road?
As I said, my partner was just like here.
Oh, okay.
Through the wall.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Do you know what I mean? I did put Louis
You're-
stands about.
You know, I'm gonna buy a green
no,
screen because I've had
no.
enough of this abuse. All right?
You're the other side of the stand, man.
that side or this side.
Yeah, you're the other, bro. You're the other. Yeah, you're there.
That
You're
side.
there.
Yeah, I'm there, aren't I?
Yeah.
They're going, he hasn't even got season ticket.
Fake, but it's a fake.
Yeah.
You don't know what he's on about, man.
Mm.
Turn
What
on
did
and
we-
signing.
Can I just clarify this? Like, is that Man United game on Sky or not?
No,
Which Man
What's
United
going
game?
on there, by the way?
weird.
What Man U game? What are you talking about?
I think
Leeds versus Man United's not been picked for Sky. Arsenal.
When is it?
Brentford.
When, how long ago? How,
They've moved it to
18th
2
of what?
PM
Is it early on?
Sunday. It's 19th, is it not? Oh no, 20th.
18th. I just
18th
said
of
people
what?
saying
20th.
it wasn't on, and I was like,
Wait, 18th of what date? What month?
September.
Oh yeah, they'll probably change it. You know how they always are, innit? Everyone buys their tickets and sorts their day out, and then Sky the week before decide to change it.
No, but I
so
think
they
they've
can
already done
televise it.
August
Well, I
and
mean, they've
September.
selected them and it's not there. They've changed it. They've changed
You know,
it to 2 PM on Sunday.
For that
but it's
Scum
not
away
TV.
game, that is the one game that I miss whilst being on holiday.
Ah, nice
But
one.
I doubt I would get tickets anyway. I managed to get tickets to it last season.
Same.
Oh, I
The
bet that
home
was
one.
fun.
Oh man, that was.
No, the
Is
away
that
one.
fun?
Away.
You got the away ticket.
Yeah,
I can't. If
yeah.
anybody, by the way, I've still never been on an away day, and there was someone that was saying they can hook me up. If anyone knows how to get away tickets and they can help me, I'll pay for it. You know, whatever. I can source
You
one.
just have to be
Then hit me up.
patient. Well, it's
No,
not. It's not even
no.
going to be
Every
the same.
year they're like, "Oh, you had to have bought 15 or more away tickets the last season." So I'm like, "Oh, let me wait for the next one." Oh, you had
People
to
will
buy
hook you
12
up,
or
don't
more.
worry. Yeah, people will.
No, I
Put it
didn't
out there
have
in
any
the
Hook me or hook me up.
requirements.
They will hook you up, man. I'm sure they will. Hook
I didn't
you
have
up.
any requirements. I
They want to
managed
hang
get
me,
quite a few.
not hook me.
Right. Anyway, anything else we want to discuss, lads? We've been going for an hour and 20 minutes.
I have, yeah. I don't know. I'm just enjoying the chat. To be
Same here.
honest.
Same here.
Just enjoying
let's
it.
make
Good
it.
time.
CDK Milan.
Oh yeah. Okay. Let's talk.
back
about
to
CDK.
striker, yeah.
Let's finish that. Okay.
Milano.
How do you feel about that, Lou?
They ain't gonna match our offer, but we
Okay.
ain't got Champions League football.
Yeah.
Yet.
So he don't want to come here because we ain't got Champions League football. He apparently doesn't even want to play in the Premier League because he thinks he's more suited to Italian football.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and he's prepared to spend another season at Brugge if he gets his Milan move the season after that, which is similar to the Raphinha Barca situation. Now, I think it's, for a young lad who's had, 1-2 good seasons at Brugge, quite, not big-headed or naive, but to say that you're entitled to Champions League football or this and that, and you don't want to play in the Premier League, I think it's a bit of a, I don't know, like you shouldn't really turn that down. But that's I'm obviously going to say that because he looks very good and we need a striker. I don't think it's going to happen.
I think he's been watching Leeds lately.
Yeah.
I told him that he wasn't good enough for the Prem. His first touch is too big. The Premier League is too fast for him. He's watched it and he's gone, do you know what, Max? I agree. I'm off to Milan. See you later.
No, listen, the guy's a baller. The guy's a baller. He's been called the next Kevin De Bruyne. You don't get that.
I mean, you do. I mean, there was one guy from Saudi Arabia that scored a few goals and he was called the next Messi. So these things happen quite frequently. And the only likeliness he has to Kevin De Bruyne is that he goes missing in the big occasions. So I'm not too sure about it, to be honest.
Smudge. Sorry,
no, I don't think he likes Leeds. I don't think he wants to go to Leeds. I think he's made that very evident with what he said and what his entourage has said. So I think it's one of those that even if we did manage to persuade him to come, his head's not going to be in it, I don't think.
I don't agree with that because would you?
So if he got here, then his mindset had changed. But I think if the fans did then have to win over.
That's what I was going to ask you about the fans. I don't.
But when you go into something with a negative mentality and it just never really kicks on.
I won't say it's a negative mentality he's got. I think he's had a couple of good seasons, and I don't think he thinks he's better than he is or anything like that because he is a baller. But it's more just a thing like, he wants Champions League football. Does he just want it, or does he think he's entitled to it? Does he think he's too good for us? Does he?
No, he wants to be in the World Cup squad, bro. Because he's got his debut under Roberto Martinez. If he's playing for AC Milan in the Champions League, then he's got a big chance of getting in the World Cup squad.
But you also do have to question if he's so good, why is it only us, Leicester and Milan in for him?
Oh,
bro, I don't.
He's unproven.
Yeah, you don't.
I do think if you're signing a backup striker for somebody like Leeds, signing a 21-year-old is quite a big risk for the amount of money because Bamford's
but he's that good.
Done decent, but is he that good? Because we've got.
Is he any better than Gelhardt would be?
Are we annoyed if he goes? He don't get the Milan move, but then decides to. I don't think this will happen anyway. But would we be annoyed if he went Leicester?
No,
big mistake for him because Leicester are terrible, man.
No, Leicester are a better proposition than Leeds United.
I really don't rate Leicester that much, man.
The whole reason he don't want to come here is because we haven't got Champions League football. So
no, I understand that, but still, Leicester are a better prospect than us. Let's be realistic. They've won a Premier League and an FA Cup in recent years.
Yeah, but
come on, don't tell me you think Leicester are a better prospect for a player.
It's a bit of a dead club, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm saying it's not as if it's Joe. They're not.
You're talking wet.
Joe, they're not.
I'm talking wet.
No, they had one season. They had one season last season where they had a postseason. Everything.
They had one good season. Put it that way.
They're still not finishing in and around Europe, though.
Yeah, they will this season, I think.
They're Leicester are the most overrated side of the last decade.
Right, okay, so 9th, 17th, okay. So if you're going to do that, okay, well, we finished 9th, okay. Well, they won an FA Cup and a Premier League recently.
Yeah, fair enough. They had their day in the sun, but the thing isn't there. They don't have the structure to go to the top.
They do though, because they've been to the top, mate.
No, they haven't. They got one good season. They don't have the infrastructure to build and become a European powerhouse within the next 10 years, do they?
I don't agree with you, mate, but there you go.
If you're talking 10, 10 years is very far. For him right now, yeah, they do. For him right now,
they have a better squad than us, but the plan that they've had has taken a.
Ooh, I thought you were an American fanboy. What's going on here?
Brendan Rodgers is a better manager.
Brendan Rodgers is a fraud. Okay, he bottled top 4. How many times did he bottle top 4?
No, I get that, but he's not a fraud.
Yes, he is, man. He's one of the most overhyped dons around. Are you kidding me, man? He's a Welsh
nearly won the Premier League with Liverpool as well. Let's not forget that. He's not bad.
Yeah, Suarez nearly won the Premier League again, man. Absolute carry job.
Yeah, he picked the team and did all that.
Oh, wow. He decided to put Suarez up front. What a bloody tactical genius, mate. Here you go, Suarez. Go win me a league, pet.
So are we saying no CDK then?
I don't think he's going to come.
I still want him to.
But then where does that leave us, though?
I want him to, but I don't think he will.
All the other striker links seem to have gone quiet, don't they, really?
If we keep Ralph, do we need a striker still?
Yes.
Yeah.
We do, but we won't get one.
Unless because Sinisterra has actually played as a striker, he might be used as playing off Bamford. Like he could be used in that role. I don't know whether Brendan Aaronson could be used in that role
kind of between the left attacking mid and
like a false 9
left striker
sort of thing, like sat just behind the striker.
Yeah,
like, those positions could fairly interchangeable. I mean, even Rodrigo could play there, but like I would like to see an out-and-out striker go in there.
It is kind of mad when you look at our attack next season. Rodrigo doesn't even make it.
Where does he go? Does he go? Where does he fit?
Rodrigo doesn't. James doesn't.
Maybe swap him for Merchants.
Rodrigo, James, and Harrison don't make the starting
players
11.
though, right? Decent
They
squad.
are, but it's just.
It depends how good.
We didn't have that depth to now. Oh, Rodrigo, James, and Harrison don't even make the starting 11.
Yeah,
it depends how good Brendan Aaronson is when he plays, though. Like at the moment, there's no guarantee that Brendan Aaronson is actually going to be a really good player, whether he's going to be guaranteed first team. He's cost a lot of money, but
I hear it. Yeah,
if he comes in,
he comes out.
We don't know how.
That's why I'm really excited for pre-season this time around because I get to have a look at these new boys. You know what I mean?
And they'll all be tried out in different orientations, like different combinations, won't they? So like,
I like
Rodrigo will be played in the middle, and then Aaronson out on the right. Harrison on the left, and they'll all be interchangeable, and Marsch should be figuring out what his best system is, which will be interesting for us to see who's going to play.
Put your thesaurus out today, mate. I like it.
That's good to say that.
What did he say, JT, that made you think of a thesaurus?
Is
that a big word?
Man. I forgot.
Because or something.
I think I just said interchangeable, isn't it?
I forget. Actually, you're
I'm a midget. Exactly.
Journalist. You're a first grade journalist. Actually, man. Let's not mess about.
No, man. Anything's a big word for me down here. You guys are tall guys, aren't you? Wait, how tall are you, Max?
6 foot.
Yeah, buddy. You got the tall dons here, and you got the average. And
did you call me tall?
I'm massive.
Huh? Yeah. Wait, how tall are you?
5'8".
How tall are you, James?
My dietist said I'm 5'9", so I'll play it at that. Yeah.
I'll take that. I'm 5'10". Come on.
There we go.
Some people say I'm 5'8", but I'll say 5'9".
I'm 5'11" and 3/4.
Say 5'7".
I round up.
Smudge says all this sit about a striker. We have Bamford and Joffy. We are fine. Don't need to spend. Fair enough, but I'm not too sure. I don't know, like Bamford
we need a striker.
Again,
actually, it's funny. It's because we don't think Bamford's going to be fit, do we?
Yeah,
and I think, are you looking at a situation next year where if he can't keep himself fit for the entire season, he's got to be gone?
We aren't looking for a replacement for Bamford. We're looking for a partner. We ain't playing.
Yeah, we're looking for someone to complement him.
Yeah, we aren't playing a single striker anymore. We might do because, like I say, if we've got Aaronson, Cini, and Raph, and the two holding midfielders, then you have to question what formation we're going to play because. I don't think.
No, absolutely.
Smudge wants us to play with a left back, a left wing back, and a left winger.
Why Smudge out of
Smudge? Free high-speed trains down the left. He says we'll have to wait and see. Everyone keeps saying about Harrison left wing back, and I understand it to an extent. But then now the fact that Jesse's had a conversation with Leo to say I'm not having a left back makes me think it's his second choice.
Yeah.
Actually, what are we doing with Drama? Are we keeping Drama, by the way? Speaking of fullbacks.
Yeah, I think so. Him and
if we don't play him, though, there's going to be a lot of drama, isn't there?
Yeah. On the
I think he'll get game time because this will be Luke Aylin's last season. I think Luke Aylin's last season.
Is Pavetta back?
Yes, he is.
Is he back or is he going
back
out
to his old hairstyle as well? He's back to the default haircut that he's got.
Yeah.
Completely buzz cut. Yeah. Like when you create a new player.
Do you think he has a future at Leeds? I'm not too sure.
I don't know. He's popped up on my Twitter here. Actually, I'm not following the guy.
I want to see him in pre-season play a bit and see what he's got because when he came in our first season, like he was very skillful and very able to take a man on, but the biggest thing was that he got knocked off the ball. He's gone away. He's had the season on loan at Blackburn, and he's bulked up as well. He seems like he's bigger. He seems like he's a bit stronger. So maybe that could complement his game as well. So personally, I don't want to write him off straight away. I want to give him a chance to actually
thick.
THICC.
Mate, the triple C's in action, man.
Good point here by Andy as well. Jack Harrison and Raphinha both got 8 goals in open play last season, and you dismissed Jack Harrison. I think a lot of people do that, though. I think a lot of people do that. I think we're all guilty of that as well.
Yeah, I really rate Harrison.
I tried to get a reply from Tyler Adams, and I failed miserably.
Is this the, what do you call this one?
I'm not big time enough.
Is it the one where you tweet a picture of a ginnel and put what do you call this?
I got 50 replies from other people, but not one from it.
I literally have that up on my other screen right now, coincidentally.
What on hell? Oh well.
What about Helder Costa, actually? Helder Costa.
Here's a shout. Brian C reckons Brendan Aaronson gets muscled out in the Premier League. I hope that's wrong. Let's hope not. I don't think so. I think
he is an American muscle car, so he will have no problem with that. He will power his way through. Brendan Aaronson could be an absolute sure steamer. Everyone's kind of forgotten about him with all the new signings.
They have.
It's quite funny, actually.
Yeah. You're so
but
right.
In January, everyone was clucking for him.
Yeah. True. Yeah, definitely. I agree with you. I think we have forgotten a little bit about him, but he will turn it on. I can't wait for pre-season, which starts tomorrow as well. You can catch it on the Just Joe Football Show if you fancy that. I'll be doing a watch along. So
what a waste of a fixture, by the way.
What, Blackpool?
Finally get to play Blackpool, and it's in York.
Yeah, rather than that. I actually went to Blackpool a couple of seasons ago, and I sat in the home end, and it was when they were run by them. Are they still run by them?
Run by Josh Tate.
Well, the pitch was all like the pitch was like a beach. Yeah, it was mad. There was fighting and all sorts because me and my partner at the time spent ages outside trying to get in. Trying to get into the ground, but you had to have been a member for so long. So some guy bought me and my partner a ticket. To be fair, but yeah, it was all right because they were like, "Oh, we're not selling on the day tickets anymore." So I travelled all the way to Blackpool. I was like, "You're having a laugh," and some fella and her husband were steamboated, right? Steamboated, and he got nicked. These are Leeds fans, by the way, so they couldn't go into the game. And I'm going, "Can I buy your tickets off you?" And she cut her nose off to spite her face because she were annoyed she couldn't go in, and she had to go in police car. I think she won't sell me a ticket, and I thought, well, you're not going to go in, so just sell it me, please. But she didn't, so there you go. Anyway,
she's watching this right now.
Yeah.
At least Jack Wilkinson was there to record it also.
Who's Jack Wilkinson?
BG Media. Jack Wilkinson on the camera.
I didn't know that. Right,
recorded it all, I think.
Yeah, I know Afghan Dan and what's
Tate, Little T.
What's the other one? Millie B. You don't know about
Millie B. Yeah, and Soph Aspin.
And apparently now Vernon Anita as well.
Who?
Vernon Anita is now a rapper, apparently.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, that's what we'll go check out after this, Vernon Anita. Boys, we'll have to call it a day, I think. It's getting up to like 1 hour, 40 minutes. I
overheat as well as my camera in this
room. Exactly, yeah. You need a fan in there, brother. Listen, check out Max. He's over there. Check out Max at Leeds lately. Check out JT at JT Live and check out Lewis.
After diagonal point. There we go.
Lewis over.
Where'd you see it again, Joe? Where'd you see it again?
Matt, where's my what?
Where'd you see it again?
Mate.
It's about there. Well,
but yeah, join me tomorrow. I'll be doing a video in the morning reacting to
absolutely
officially signed some bits to put together for that, and I'll be live on the night because we're playing Blackpool over in York. So yeah, follow that. Thanks as always for watching. We'll see you in a bit. Cheers, boys.
Au revoir, brothers and sisters.